Hey, fellow babies. Look, I want to start with an editorial because apparently some of you guys just don't fucking get it. So I've got to make this clear, okay? First of all, I'm sitting here in a t-shirt, kind of quasi-unshaven, in my home because it's a Saturday, okay? Because I have like a day job. I do this for fun. If you don't like it, right now, there's a button at the bottom. Hit the pause button, then the little X, close it out, close the website. If you like it, great. I do it for free. And Shane's been trying to get me to do it in the office in a suit. I've been in the office 2 days in the last 6 weeks. And yeah, I actually do travel that much. So I've been all over the world. I was in Stockholm after the bloody showdown that our president talked about, except there wasn't one. I was in England. Actually, I missed a terrorist attack there, thank God. I was in France. I missed one there too. But dude, I've been everywhere. So you got to take me when I can do it. Shane gives up his Saturdays to come here and tape this. So just lighten up. If you want me in a suit, great. And then come down and see me on the 1 or 2 days I'm in the office a month. Okay, and with that said, you also have to lighten up on whether you follow me on Twitter. I don't really care. I was just goofing in the last few episodes. Although, if you like Pachter, if you like it, you get a little bit more of it if you follow me on Twitter. So I actually comment on stuff like Call of Duty set World War II. I think that's kind of cool. Probably have a question on that. But I comment all the time. I actually kind of retweet some kind of random funny stuff. Every once in a while I get political apologies. You don't really have to follow me on Twitter, but if you're bored and you're following a bunch of dweebs on Twitter, anybody out there who follows Kim Kardashian, unfollow her and follow me, okay? Anybody out there who follows Lady Gaga, unfollow her and follow me. Selena Gomez, unfollow her, follow me. If you follow Trump, you have to follow me because you're just, please. So anyway, I don't really care if you follow me or not, but don't get all anal. It's free. Get it? Follow somebody on Twitter is free. Watching this show, if you're not a SIFTD subscriber, it's free. So do what you want for free. You don't have to read anything I say. Follow me and then block me. I don't care. I just was goofing. So thanks for joining us on this week's Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. We hope you're a SIFTD member because, as I said, Shane's given up his Saturday and he's actually doing this for a living. I am doing it for fun as a goof. So if you don't like it, just fuck off. I just don't care, okay? This week's first question from the SIFTD website from, I want to say Jacob, but it could be Jakob, but Jacob with a K, which is probably Jakob, some Eastern European dude, probably Czech, I'm just guessing. Switch is off to a great start, but what is the best financial decision Nintendo can make in the coming year or two to ensure that the platform continues its momentum? A price cut, securing third-party exclusives, more marketing, something different? Wow. There isn't really one way to make a console work. It has to be priced right, and I have to be fair. I don't think Switch is too expensive for what it is. So, I think of it as a very expensive handheld, but I think of it as the best handheld I've ever seen. It is a console, hence the name Switch. You can put it in the docking station. I have to be honest, I don't put mine in the docking station. First, I read the first week that people were scratching the screen. Then I read the second week that the tablet was warping because the dock was too hot, which totally makes sense. So I get it, but it's like, I don't even want my thing in the docking station. And to be honest with you, it's very comfortable on my lap. So I don't think I really care about playing on the TV. The screen size is perfect and it actually really, really works well. So I'm a big fan. I think 300 is reasonable. It's on the expensive side for a handheld, but it really is that much better than a handheld ever. So price cut, not generically just because they can. The only reason they would cut price is if they believe someone's truly deciding between a PlayStation 4 and a Switch, or deciding between an Xbox One and a Switch. The other two are generally priced at $249. I think they're both still nominally priced at $299, but either you get a free game or you get it on special just about every week. So $249 has been kind of the average price for the hardware for the other guys. Truthfully, I don't think so far anybody is making a decision between a Switch and an Xbox One or a PS4. It's not like some guy just woke up in March, on March 3rd, 2017, and said, I finally saved up enough money to buy a console, which one should I get? The guys buying them now are Nintendo fans, or fanboys, but fans who honest to God, want to play the best game in the last 15 years, you know, Breath of the Wild, who honestly want to play this week's Mario Kart 8, I think got a 94 Metacritic. Those are pretty freaking high scores. I mean, that they are two of probably the 10 highest rated games ever. I think Breath of the Wild was number 2 after Ocarina of Time. So they're guys who are buying the console because they want to play the games. And they might already own a PlayStation or Xbox, or they might not, but they aren't buying this instead of. They're buying it because this is what they want to play. So I don't think the price cut's the right answer. Third-party exclusives is the smartest thing Nintendo can do. But your question is, what's the best financial decision? I don't know how you do that. It's not like you go bribe Activision to do it. I mean, it's like if they really think the console is going to work, they'll do it. I don't think that Nintendo can pay for an exclusive. So that one, I don't think anybody would give up the revenue from Xbox One and PS4 to make an exclusive game for the Switch. More marketing, of course, but again, the thing's sold out, so you don't need to market it yet. Something different, increase production, and you'll make more. The one that you didn't mention that I think is actually the smartest thing they could do is not third-party exclusives, it's third-party games. So if you really want to make somebody indifferent, so some future console owner, some 8-year-old boy who hasn't yet ever had a console because he's only 8, and by the time he's 14 he's going to get one, you want to make him think the Switch is a good alternative to a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And the only way he's going to think that is if every game that the general public cares about that's on both Xbox One and PS4 is also available on Switch. So obviously not Microsoft or Sony first party stuff, but all the FIFAs of the world, or Star Wars, or Call of Duty, or GTA, or Red Dead, or not Gears of War, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, anything like that. If it's going to be on PS4 and Xbox One, Nintendo needs to get it on Switch. And I think that's a problem because the Switch architecture is not as complex as the Xbox One and PS4, so games have to be dumbed down, and I don't know if they can do it. So in any case, I don't think they've screwed up on price. I don't think third-party exclusives are really a smart financial move. I don't think they should spend marketing dollars until they have supply, and they don't. And I do think that something different is get third-party non-exclusives, because that will help them capture some share from PlayStation and Xbox. And again, I don't think they can do it technologically. Our next question from SIFTD from Mick Womble. I live in the UK, and I had to wait 15 hours to play Mass Effect Andromeda, even though it was already installed on my PS4 and was available in America. Are region-specific release dates still relevant in the modern age of digital downloads? Who would it hurt if all regions had access to the game at the same time? Boy, that's a great question, and I don't know the answer. I mean, I think that it's probably something where the game wasn't available at retail until the second that you were able to play it from a download. And I think that probably was something that the publisher, Electronic Arts, made a contract with retailers so that nobody was at a disadvantage where you get it early on digital download. Has to be that, but I don't know the answer. It's probably not region specific. It's probably retail specific. And, you know, over time, they're going to have to fix this. There's no reason that they should have made it available for download before they made it available at retail. What I don't actually get is, you know, the release dates in Europe tend to be Friday, and the release dates in the US tend to be Tuesday. So I'm not really sure why they've kept up that disparity. It used to be Friday release dates in the US, and then we got these direct shipments to places like GameStop, and they opened their doors on Tuesday because they already had the copies. So they were always breaking release date by 3 days. And so the US just turned into a Tuesday release date. I'm not really sure why they haven't done that in the UK and Europe. That's probably the fix, that the physical copy goes on sale the instant that the download is activated, which will be midnight on Tuesday. Again, I don't know the answer to your question. It's a very intelligent question. Wish I was smarter and could answer it, but it's not published anywhere, so I don't really know. Next question from SIFTD. We have a good SIFTD schedule today. Kevin, that's a pretty original name. Kevin said, there are rumors that an SNES Classic is on the way. Could this be why Nintendo discontinued the NES Classic? If not, why would Nintendo stop producing such a popular product? Okay, well, no, it can't be why they discontinued the NES Classic. Yes, I'm sure they have an SNES Classic on the way. And yes, I'm sure they'll screw that up just as badly as they did the NES. I mean, the NES Classic was a complete disaster from start to finish. They apparently thought they were only going to sell a couple million, so that's how many they made. And then they sold a couple million and then decided, ooh, gosh, we're not making enough money on this. We can make more money, I'm just guessing, by trying to sell you the downloads on your Switch, and then we can sell a Switch while we're at it. I kind of think that, you know, if you look at the cost of the NES Classic, it's got a read-only memory chip in it, which is literally like $3. I mean, it's a piece of plastic and a power cord, and if that thing costs more than $8 to make, it's crazy. The game package inside isn't all Nintendo first-party titles. So there's some small license royalty that they had to pay for those games. My guess is that, you know, a $60 device probably sold at wholesale for 40 bucks, so the retailer was able to make 20 bucks, and probably cost Nintendo 8 plus the royalty, maybe another 7. So they probably had $15 cost, and they're making 25 bucks each. And I think they thought about the 30 game package, and they thought, gosh, you know, maybe we can sell these games for 30 bucks, and we'll make $30. You know, we'll pay the royalty, so we'll make 23, but we don't have to do any manufacturing, and it gives us a reason to sell you a Switch. So I think that they did it for a profit, but I think that that was actually a strategically bad move, because I think people like the whole concept of the NES Classic because it's collectible, it's a cool little thing to put on the shelf, you know, when you're done playing it. And the people who like the games probably would have paid to download to the Switch anyway, so that was dumb. On the Super NES Classic, expect more of the same. 30 more games, they'll sell it to you again, but if they were really trying to make money, they would have made 20 million NES Classics and sold them all. They would have made 20 million more SNES Classics and sold them all. The cool thing about Nintendo is they actually have the potential to generate, you know, 50 million bucks of profit a year, 100 million bucks of profit a year from doing these kinds of things, because people love their stuff so much. And I actually had somebody ask me why Amiibos are still selling when nobody buys Wii U's anymore. And I said, because they're collectible toys, like not because anybody cares that there's an NFC chip that works with your Wii U. They're buying them because they're collectible. So we all buy collectible cool stuff. So yes, I have an NES Classic. Yes, I'm going to have an SNES Classic. And Nintendo did it because in their odd way of looking at the universe, it made more sense to stop it because they think they can sell you a Switch. Our last question this week, also from SIFTD, go figure, from Urban Twister. What a great name. What do you think about the specs for Scorpio? I am completely baffled by the specs for Scorpio. So honestly, I wouldn't know a teraflop if it hit me in the head. I don't know what 6 teraflops means. What is it, 12? It's 8. It's more than 6. It's a lot of teraflops. I don't even know what the frick that is. What's it going to cost? A lot. Okay. What would it take for Microsoft to consider it a failure? I'll get there. If it fails, would it be enough for Microsoft to stop making consoles altogether? All right. What's it going to cost? It's going to cost whatever the hell the PS4 Pro costs then, because if Microsoft prices it more than that, they got a problem. So I think they're going to price it 400 bucks. If they price it at 400, they're going to be okay. They'll sell a bunch. If they price it above 400, meaning 5, problem. It's going to be real hard. If you look, you can find a 4K 55-inch TV for 600 bucks. And so they're going to become the de facto standard. Everybody who buys an HD TV is going to buy 4K. Maybe not this holiday, but for sure by fall of 18. So Scorpio is coming out when we're about to see an explosion in 4K households. And so I actually think people are going to care. So Microsoft's going to make a big deal about 4K. Sony's trying to make a big deal at HDR. You can probably justify a $50 price difference. Otherwise, I think they're going to have a problem. What would it take for Microsoft to consider a failure? They won't even evaluate this till 2019. So let's get through 2017 and 18 and see. If it fails, would they stop making consoles altogether? Not yet. Microsoft sees the future, which is a migration from console to PC, where the PC is where you're going to buy all your games and you'll play it on your TV. And that's why we have Xbox Anywhere. That's why we have Windows 10 Gaming. They're not going to get out of the console business because they want you guys who are Xbox to keep playing Xbox Live and paying them $5 a month. They never want that to end because that's real profit for them. And they want you to buy your movies there and listen to your music and download stuff, download games. So they're never going to get out of the business. But yes, I think that they would consider it a failure if it sold, you know, fewer than, if their aggregate Xbox sales decline, it's a failure, including Xbox One and Scorpio. If their aggregate Xbox sales go up, they're going to be very happy to have 2 different price points and 2 different consoles. Thanks for joining us on Pachter on SIFTD.net. Hope you're a member of SIFTD.net. It is not expensive. You get all sorts of cool content curated. It's great. I encourage you to join. And if you have questions for the show, you can address them on the website, SIFTD.net, or to @SIFTDGames or @MichaelPachter, or both. It's kind of hard. I don't know if I'm ever going to answer a Twitter question if you don't follow me, though. So I'm going to click through on the question. If the person doesn't follow me, I'm never going to answer their question. So don't waste your time. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you in a week.